What kind of a team are the Seahawks? Are they a good team or are they a bad team? Honestly, they're just like every other NFL team. Meh, right now. What is up, everyone? What is going on? My name is Matthew White. I'm the football boss. And right before I head off to work, I'm going to be asking a question that I already kind of answered already, though, but I'm going to be giving the why, though. I hope you guys like, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel so that I'm producing good content for you all to see, though. And follow me on Facebook. I have still yet to expand. Yeah. So, oh man. So, the NFL is weird. I mean, you could probably guess the top three teams. Maybe four, maybe five. After that, it's like 52 yard pickup. You throw all the cards in the air and go, sure, you're good. That's kind of what the NFL is right now. And the Seahawks, I think, are one of the biggest examples of it, because, my opinion, I have no idea if we're good or not. Now, I do think there are some things that we are good at, though, but then there are things that are just flat out inconsistent, though. And yeah, so we're a bit of an odd team, though. And so to kind of look through that, though, let's look through some stats, though. Um, our defense overall um, isn't really that good again. But then again, it did really good against the Broncos, though. Came out clutch when it needed to, though. Against the 49ers, we held the 49ers to 8 points in the second half, and our defense gave our offense chances, though, except for the fact that our offense didn't even do anything, though. We're going to skip the 3 week stretch against the Falcons, Lions, and Saints. But then you look at the Cardinals, though, where we were able to pressure Kyler Murray all day long. We came up with stops when we needed to. Of course, some of it was Cliff Kingsbury shooting himself in the foot, though. But then we also have Tariq Woolen, who has all four of our interceptions this year, which is really good, and he has been doing really good. But yeah, points allowed, though, we are giving up 27.2 yards. 27.2 points per game, though, which is 30th in the NFL. We are giving up the 11th most yards per game at 374.7. Oh, wait a second. That's on offense. We also have 14 sacks, which is 13th in the NFL, but 6 of those sacks came against the Cardinals, so our pass rush still isn't very good. And we, of course, have 4 interceptions. All 4 of those interceptions are from Tariq Woolen, and that is 18th in the NFL. Now, just as I said, Tariq Woolen, he is having an absolute fantastic year, though. Just as I said, he does have 4 interceptions, which is tied for first in the NFL. But really, statistically wise, though, the only other guy that has 4 interceptions is Jordan Poyer, though. But technically, Woolen is above him according to Yahoo Sports, because Tariq Woolen also has 22 tackles as well. You could also go to our defensive tackles as well. Jordan Brooks, it looks like he's having another fantastic year, though. He's third in the NFL in tackles with 65. Meanwhile, Cody Barton, he's not too terribly far behind. He's got 48 and 1 sack. Though I was really hoping this was gonna be a really good year for Cody Barton, though. And from the looks of it, it does look like that is happening, though. But then meanwhile, when you go to the offense, so let's not forget, our offense did go 6 straight quarters without scoring a touchdown. or actually really any points in general. We got shut out in the second half against the Broncos, though, and then we didn't score a single touchdown against the 49ers, though. The only touchdown was courteous to a kick six against the 49ers, though, which doesn't count. But then you look at our last 3 games, though, our offense has actually been doing pretty well. I mean, you look at the Lions game, that was basically a perfect offensive performance, though, which the Lions overall don't look like they are a very good team, so I don't want to put all on that and be like, oh, our offense is amazing, though. And be like, oh, our offense is amazing. You can also look at but then you could also look at that Falcons and Saints game, and the Falcons game, Geno Smith threw a really bad interception near the end of that game. Besides that, he played very well. Actually, he really didn't even play all that good in general in the fourth quarter, though, but for the most part, he actually played pretty well. And you look at the Saints game, and the Saints game was basically just a game of missed opportunities, though. But once again, in general, it was actually a very good offensive game. The stats will tell you otherwise, though. But in general, though, Geno actually had a really good game. He had some really good throws, though. Lockett had his 2 touchdowns were both in that game. He had 2 fantastic deep balls to him. But then you could look at the Cardinals game, and our offense struggled again. So I don't know. And then you could also look at our offensive line, and statistically, our offensive line technically isn't very good. If you go to PFF, Charles Cross and Abraham Lucas, their numbers aren't really high, though. So technically, those picks will be considered not good, though. But my personal opinion, though, I think they have been doing quite well. Are they taking a lot of penalties? Yes. Are they giving up some sacks? Well, yes. But first of all, you're protecting Geno Smith. Geno Smith is not a very agile quarterback. He's not going to be this scramble kind of a quarterback where he's just going to make insane throws like something like Patrick Mahomes, for instance. And even though Russell Wilson is not doing very good with the Broncos, though, which we're not going to talk about that at all, Geno Smith is a very different quarterback from Russell Wilson. We are going from Russell Wilson to Geno Smith. 2 very different quarterbacks. And there are times I do feel like Geno is walking himself into some sacks. We'll talk about Geno in just a little bit. But Geno, while I have been very impressed with his play, though, he is having a very hard time feeling the pressure from the tackles. If someone's coming up behind him, coming up from his blind side, though, he can't really see it, though. Now, he hasn't lost a fumble yet this year, but I am surprised he hasn't, though. And okay, I don't want to get too negative or anything, but I wouldn't be surprised if he does lose some fumbles, though. And that's definitely something you don't want to see, because if something goes wrong, someone could sit on his leg, and that's the season for Geno Smith, and then we have to roll with Drew Lock. Meanwhile, Geno Smith is actually not doing too bad. He's his completion percentage is 73.4, which is a lot better than Russell Wilson, for instance, though. He also has 1,502 passing yards, 9 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions, though. And really, he hasn't hit that mark. He's only thrown 2 interceptions, which is pretty good, because to say threw an awful interception against the Falcons, though, threw an iffy pass against the Niners, though, and he's kept it clean ever since, though. Meanwhile, the passing yards, though, he is 10th in the NFL in passing, though. In touchdown passes, he is once again 11, though. Russell Wilson, for instance, isn't even in the top 20. And for interceptions, once again, not even in the top 20. So overall, that is very good for Geno Smith. And in his good games, he has been very good. And he's obviously been a lot better. He's obviously been a lot better than what some people gave credit for, including myself. Are there some issues? Yes. But we are still working on that, though. We, of course, still have quite a season left, though. But I think one of the most important things is that we are currently 3-3 right now. our division really kind of sucks. Just like most divisions in the NFL, except for the NFC East. Yeah, that's right. That was something I just said. But everyone in our division, except for the Cardinals, are 3-3. We do have the Niners late in the season, though. It's that as of right now, that's looking like a big game coming up. We still have to play the Rams twice, which is the way the Rams offense has been playing, though. That looks like a very winnable game as well. Yes, the Rams defense is looking good though, but that Rams offense isn't very good. And if we can sack Kyler Murray 6 times, who is a very agile quarterback, though, we could probably sack Matthew Stafford about 5 or 6 times as well. Once again, I'm not getting too ahead of myself, but that Rams offensive line is definitely looking very weak. And then you can also look at our 2 receivers, though, DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett. Tyler Lockett is our leading receiver right now with 34 catches for 423 yards and 2 touchdowns, which besides a couple of receivers, though, in the NFL, those are about average stats for this time of year. Also, he has to share targets with DK Metcalf, which, if you don't know, DK Metcalf is a very good receiver, though. He also has 30 catches for 406 receiving yards and 2 touchdowns. So once again, they are looking very, very even, though. And if I had to put my money somewhere, I would probably say they're probably both going to hit 1,000 receiving yards, which for receptions, though, Tyler Lockett is number 14. DK Metcalf, unfortunately, isn't on here, though. For receiving yards, Tyler Lockett is number 12, and DK Metcalf is number 17. For receiving touchdowns, okay, they only have 2 each, but they're probably not going to make the top 10. So, in general, though, our offense is actually doing pretty good. Shane Waldron looks like he's having a much better year. Now, yes, we are 27th in time of possession, though, but it's been at least a little more even, though. There were multiple games last year where we would have the ball for less than 20 minutes in a 60-minute game. That's bad. That is not very good, and Shane Waldron has definitely been doing a very good job of doing that, though. He's coming up with a creative plan. He is coming up with a very creative game plan, though. Gino is passing the ball well for the most part, and we are still running the ball well, even without Rashad Penny now. We now have Kenneth Walker. Kenneth Walker had a really good game against the Cardinals, though. So in general, our offense has a lot of potential. Meanwhile, our defense, though, who is led by our first-year defensive coordinator, Clint Hurt, though, I don't want to get too, I don't want to, overreact over him because of the inconsistency, though, but I at least wanted him to point our defense in the right direction, though, because, let's be honest, our defense under Ken Norton has not been very good. It was very inconsistent last year, though, but you look at that 2020 season, and it was bad. It was very, very bad. But now you can look at our defense this year and say, okay, well, once again, it's inconsistent, though, but you look at that Cardinals game and be like, that defense actually played really good. I mean, okay, yes, did Cliff Kingsbury shoot himself in the foot by going on so many 4th downs? Yes, but we also have to stop them as well. We came up with a key sack, though. Tariq Woolen came up with a key interception. Probably shouldn't have picked it, though, but you know what? The game was basically over, so I'm okay with that, though. And then you look at the Broncos game where our defense came up with stops in the red zone so many times against Russell Wilson. Once again, I know Russell Wilson's not having a good year, though, but it's still Russell Wilson. And plus you can even look at another quarterback, Jared Goff. He torched us without DeAndre Swift and Amon-Ra St. Brown. So you could look at our team and say it's a very inconsistent team, and that is very true. We have shown the potential on defense, though, to be good, or at least be good enough, though. And our offense has once again shown potential to be like, yeah, we can be good, but can it be good enough? So if I had to project what kind of a team the Seahawks are, overall, it's basically an I don't know. But I think we have potential to be a good team. The question is, can we put a complete game together? That is the main question, though. And as of right now, we have yet to do it, though. Which most people say, oh, that's a bad thing. And I'm like, well, okay, yeah, kind of. But just as I said, we are 3-3, and we have a shot at our division, though. Hell, we even have a shot at the 7 seed in the playoffs, which I would rather not have the 7 seed because then we're probably going to have to play a team that I don't want though. But currently the other team but currently though there are 4 other teams that are tied for first in the 7 seed now. And that would be the Rams, the Packers, the Falcons, and the Seahawks. Now, the one problem about the Falcons is we have already lost to the Falcons already, though. So if it does come down to a tiebreaker, though, the Falcons would over-trump us, though. But we do have to play the Rams twice, though. And the Falcons, okay, well, I haven't looked into their schedule, though, but they are most likely going to lose more games. Meanwhile, the Packers aren't looking very good right now. They look like a very winnable team, and they have a very tough schedule coming up as well. So it's 100% possible for us to sneak into the playoffs as the 7th seed. Me personally, that would be awesome, but I would rather win the division. Our division winner is the San Francisco 49ers. The San Francisco 49ers currently are 3-3 and just lost to the Falcons, though. And they have the Kansas City Chiefs on Sunday. So, once again, they don't have a very easy schedule either, though. But then you look at us and we have the Chargers on Sunday. That is definitely going to be a very big win. That is definitely going to be a very big game. Can we win that game? Yes, I believe we can win that game. Can we lose that game? 100%. But that's going to be a game that is really going to show, like, how good of a team we are. How good are the Seattle Seahawks? Are they once again another inconsistent team, or are they a good team? If we can get our offense and defense, if our offense and defense can stay consistent, I do believe we can beat the Chargers. If not, then it's going to be very difficult. The Chargers are a very good team. I know they have been trying to kill their fan base with heart attacks, though. So I'm imagining it's going to be another close game. All I will say is I'm very curious to see and say, are the Seahawks a good team? I think they have the potential to be. We just need to stay consistent and get on the right page. But hey, let me know what you think down below in the comment section, though. You can follow me on social media, on Facebook only, because that's the only thing I have. MATTHEWLEININIEGER. And I hope to see you all here next time. See you guys. Bye.